Solve the following system by using both substitution and elimination method. Here we have a system of equations, and substitution method means you solve one of the equation for one variable. Say if I want to solve this for y, 2x has to go to the other side, and whenever you move terms it becomes negative, so it's negative 2x plus 6, and then you divide by 3 both sides, which simplifies to negative 2/3 x, and then 6 divided by 3, which is 2. And that's step 1. Substitution means you first solve for one variable, and then whatever you solved gets plugged into the next equation. In other words, this y gets substituted by negative 2/3 x plus 2. That's why it's called substitution method. And one thing that you have to be careful is that if you worked with the first equation to solve for one variable, that has to be plugged into the second. If you work with the second equation and you solved it, then that result has to be plugged into the first. Okay, so let's do that. What do we get? We get negative 3x plus 2 times negative 2/3 x plus 2 equals to 17. I can multiply this, distribute. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 2 times 2 is positive 4. And so at this point, you see that these two are like terms, and you might think, oh, I can combine these two, which means I have to combine negative 3 minus 4/3 by making common denominators, which is like 9 over 3 minus 4 over 3. That's possible too. This is one way of making it simpler, but I think when you have a fraction for an equation, it's better to just multiply by that denominator, so you get rid of all these denominators. So I'm just going to multiply by 3. So negative 3 times 3x minus 3 times 4/3 x plus 3 times 4 equals to 3 times 17. And that is negative 9x. And then 3 cancels, and you just get minus 4x plus 12. And 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, so you get 51. Negative 9 minus 4x, that's negative 13x. And 12 should go to the other side because we're trying to solve for x. 51 minus 12 is 39. And then finally x is equal to 39 over negative 13. Well, 13 times 3 is 39, right? So this will be negative 3. But don't stop there. You have to plug it back into this equation here to get the value of y. See, actually, a lot of people stop right here thinking, oh, I got the x, so that must be the answer. But no, if you're solving a system, you have to write both x value and y value. Okay, so you have x equals to negative 3, and then y equals to you have negative 2/3 times x, but we just found out that x is negative 3, right? Plus 2. Negative is positive. 3 cancels, so you end up with plus 2, which is 4. So the answer would be x equals to negative 3 and y equals to 4. Of course, in order to check whether this is the correct answer, you should definitely plug these in to see what you get. So if you do negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Negative 6 plus 12 is indeed 6. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 9 is indeed 17. So you do see that negative 3 and 4 satisfies this equation. Okay, that type of check should always be done if you don't want to get points taken off in the exam. Okay, so now here's the second method. The second one is called elimination method. And the idea for elimination is to match the coefficients. Sometimes you already have two numbers that match. In that case, that's great. You just add or subtract, then one of the variables disappear, and that's good. You can get the answer almost right away. Here, 2, 3, 3, 2, they don't match. In that case, you have to multiply by something. And what you do is I take this opposite number to the other side. So if I want to match the coefficients of x, I can multiply by 2 to the first equation and multiply 3 to the second equation. Don't worry about the negative sign, just multiply this positive values only. Don't worry about this negative, because the negative only tells us what to do with the whether you want to add or subtract. Okay, so 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times 3y is 9y, 3 times 6 is 18, 2 times negative 3x is negative 6x, 2 times 2y is 4y, 2 times 17 is 34. And then, see, because one is positive, the other is negative, we want to add them. If these were both positive or both negative, then in that case we should subtract them, okay? And your goal is to get rid of one of the variables. See, 6x minus 6x they cancel, so you just get 0. 9 plus 4 is 13. 8 plus 4 is 2. There's a carryover, and that's 52. So y is equal to 52 divided by 13. But notice that 3 times 4 is 12, 1 times 4 is 4, so 13 times 4 is 52. So this actually becomes 4. And once you have 4 as your answer, then you still have to plug it back into one of the equations, so not there. It's the value of y, so we should plug it into here. So what you get is 2x plus 3 times 4 equals to 6. 2x plus 12 equals to 6. Subtract 12. 6 minus 12 is negative 12, negative 6. So you have negative 6, and x is equal to negative 3. So the answer is x equals to negative 3, y equals to 4. And you see that this answer matches with the previous one, okay? Now, elimination usually gives you the answer faster than the substitution, but in some cases, substitution, well, it's hard to do elimination in some cases. In that case, you should do substitution. Just pick whatever is better for you, but make sure you check your answer at the end.